So the question, Ken, was how do you confidence in your students? And I told Angie, it depends on the personality of your student, like what really they're asking, being authentic, encouraging, but sometimes, like I told her one time, I had a student, he was good, and I was pushing him, and then he never come after that in one night. But that's my way of saying, like, dude, you're right there, like, you just need to pass this, and like everything is badass, like you're good. And he took it the wrong way, and it's my fault too, because I never recognized he was going through stuff too, right? Yeah. So it really depends on what your student is going through. If they don't want to discuss it, then they don't have to, but you can kind of tell if something's off. You okay, you good? No, if not, you can just sit down and watch, or you can come to me. It's more building the relationship. I'm not just a teacher or just an instructor. It's like, I'm really here to care for you guys. I want to make sure you guys understand what I teach in here is applicable on the outside, it's not just a thing, right? So that's a hard question. I don't know if I answered your question.
But you gave your answer, right?
Yeah, because...
I wasn't expecting it, like, a certain answer. I wanted to know what you would say.
Yeah, I mean, guidance, because, I've learned a lot. I've had my phases where I was like in tournament mode, and I was on dick, basically. Only because I told me, if you guys compete, I'm like, you guys get hurt. That's why I'm hard on you guys in class. And some took it the wrong way, and I had to accept that. But at least I know I was honest with that person or persons, because I told them, you cannot think like you can do the things and not get hurt. Plus, too, in a tournament, they hurt your opponent, right? But at the same time, they hurt yourself. And I guess it all comes down to is the character. If I feel like someone might be really good at something but arrogant, I'm not going to teach them more than what he need to. Yeah. But if I get someone who's struggling but tries hard and is very humble, so I'm going to tailor to that person. And then if this person comes and be like, oh, and I tell them straight up, you're arrogant. Why should I teach you how for? This is a weapon art. Why am I going to teach you something that you can use outside? I don't even trust you right now. Look at your attitude. Coincidentally, 6 months when I got into corrections, we actually had a student. He was in the special holding unit. He trained for 6 months. Maestro Don recognized, he's no good. Single tails, just saw. We call Hong 6 months. He come then he got frustrated because he was fighting. He ended up stabbing and killing a high school football player. I went to correct, Maestro Chaston, see Tobosa, right? What you talking about? But he's kind of gone. But because Maestro Don recognized, he said, see, imagine if we teach him more than it was just a single tails. But you know what I mean? You gotta just really kind of, filter or scan their students. If it's someone you have a relationship and you kind of, I don't know if you guys get, sometimes you get differences or whatnot, then you just gotta talk about it. To me, it's best to be transparent. We're all adults. If not, if it's a child, then it's kind of hard. I wouldn't even, I'd be like, sorry, whatever. But there are so many variables. I don't know. To me, it's just, what is the best thing I can do to help this person? How can I offer humility, honesty, integrity, right? Build that character. Because at that point, if they have more confidence, then it's beyond martial arts. It has to be at home. You know what I mean? You gotta be okay with yourself first. We all lack confidence because of something, right? We gotta figure out what it is. And it might have to go beyond martial arts, right? And there are times where, like I said, they might not agree and they might leave. I had 3 or 4 leave, and they're just getting up there. I can consider 2 of them my top students as not only competitors, but when you go outside there, and we'd do our own with the Dog Brothers, they did very well, but they got too arrogant. Then when I actually went up my level, they couldn't take it because they thought this close to my level, which I'm not trying to down them, but I had to bring it up and kind of humble them in a sense. Like, dude. So it really depends. It's for me, it's just be a good human being to others, and if you gotta take them out of the martial arts, then your roles change, right, from Maestro to just being a human, right, or a guru, or a sensei, or a mentor. It's like, yeah, you come here, you train, what's really going on? I'm your instructor, yes, but I'm also a person. I'm an adult. What's going on? You don't want to talk about it? Okay, fine. But maybe it's not the best for you to come back for now until you get right. You know what I mean? Going back to that guy, that step, you're recognizing intention, personality, behavior. Yeah, that's my answer, my long answer to confidence. I went around. But no, yeah, just ask away. I mean, I like this kind of things because so many times we so focus on just the art, right? You want to be better, and sometimes you get stuff going on and it just gets overwhelming. It's always good to take a break too. I took a break. I was just telling Ken did. I took like a two-year break just to kind of figure stuff out. Mm-hmm.
Do you think having a core group of good people helps attract that kind of person?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Whereas like you would have maybe a core group of not so good people would attract that kind of person?
No, I would have the core people of good people, a core group of good people, because they represent not only yourself but your instructors and their instructors and the heritage, the culture, right? My branch is all correction officers, so every time, because like law enforcement officers, you know, they get SOC, standard of conduct, and they have to act a certain way to the public, and they have things they have to do. In corrections, you gotta act accordingly to the situation, right? As long as you can justify it. So we a little bit, I can say a little bit more rougher. So the way we train is a little bit more harder. Bunao, bunkai, right? We're always getting hurt after. But when we go to the tournament, we either get excessive, disqualified, or we don't do so well because we're holding back from what our normal, right? So going back to your question is, if you can find a median,
Yeah.
right? But ultimately, you gotta remember, I'd rather have not so talented people that's good at heart, willing to learn, than talented people that's bad. Because I don't want none of that. I don't care how much tournaments you win or who you know or what you can do. Because if you're a bad human at the end of the day, I don't want you. Because I'm not like that. We're not like that. You know? So, yeah, that's my answer to that is, I would have like even for us right now, we have a core group, they're elderly. We don't have young, it's more like 50 and over, but they come there, they're consistent, they work hard, they encourage each other, they come even when they get injured, you know, and it's like, hey, oh, sorry, Maestro, that's fine, you want to sit down? You can watch, you can still learn by watching, right? It's a different perspective. So we just encourage, okay, go ahead, make it feel safe. You know what I mean? The environment's safe and encouraging, a healthy place, not just, I mean, it would be good if you could bang, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's like, why are you training? Okay, self-defense, but you're not gonna go around and act a certain way to bring attention so you can say, oh, I'm doing self-defense, right? Manipulate the whole concept of, I know this, but I'm gonna go poke someone, and then, oh. After that little phase I had where I was just competing and I was kind of getting cocky, I learned that you gotta be humble, and who you are as a person lasts longer than your tournament, right? When people talk about stuff, it's like, oh, he was a nice guy, he would help me, but you know, not, oh, he's just this fighter. I told someone, I'd rather teach someone the right way, being nice and what my grandfather wanted with humility and being humble, and then teach someone that when I'm gone, totally change it and make a bad rep. I'd rather take it to my grave than teach someone like that. I'd rather have the thing just die. You know what I mean? Because then it's tarnished, right? Not to say like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, not to sound morbid, but
Sure.
yeah.
But it matters. What you're saying is it matters.
Yeah, it's like the Batikon always wanted to develop good character in people, help them grow, nurture them, regardless if he was good or not. He always had these little things I read from Maestro Tano's notebook, that he had little lessons. You do something because you needed it. I don't know what the lessons are, but I'm pretty sure I'm learning it right now, not knowing, but it's all about being a good human being, basically. regardless if you're a teacher or what. This is just a bonus, in a sense, right? It's a big responsibility to be able to teach someone the art of this. And not only this, you get the blade, stick, all the other stuff in any martial art. It's the ability to hurt someone, right, or kill. And then it goes to, okay, who am I teaching? Why?